I've just got a bowl that I need to trim off. So I'm just going to get the camera down here. I'm actually going to work on an electric wheel, which is this little one down here. So I'm just going to set up the camera here, just like that there. Hopefully that's going to be now in the right position. There it is. Now you'll see, I don't know, this is just a little tip. Maybe you have a wheel tray like this that's a bit, this particular one is a little bit thin here on the edge, and it can be a little bit sore on the underside of your wrists. If you take some of this pipe insulation stuff and put a cut all the way down it so it's split, you can then feed that over the edge of your splash pan like that. Sometimes it's better just to, with a bit of tape, just to tape it in position, some duct tape or something like that. It just gives it a bit of a more soft edge there. Now I've got a bowl. I actually made this bowl a little while ago, but I just haven't got around to the trimming of it, so I thought, as it's something I've got to do, I thought, well, I might as well bring you in on it. That's all I do with my video clips. I just kind of bring you in on what I'm already doing, really. So now, of course, when you throw it, I would ordinarily trim this up there on my Leach kick wheel, but the way the configuration of the box is this is too wide, and it's going to, the box is going to get in the way, the splash pan box. So this is, you've seen me do before, this is a tiered bowl which I now want to trim. So now let's see if we can get this electric wheel to behave. It's rather, one of my complaints about electric wheels is that the speed control is so, well, in general, but with this particular one it can be slow, and then I only have to move my foot a very little bit on the and it's going like 100 miles an hour, you know, which I don't actually like. However, I'm going to wet the rim of the wheel head there. Now the actual wheel head is, or I should say the pot is, you see, it doesn't sit on the wheel head, it's wider, but I can actually still get away with trimming that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to just damp it on the inside like that, and I've dampened the wheel head, and I've got to carefully locate that now over there. Now a little bit of, I'm going to tap center that. I reckon that's about it, isn't it? So now I'm going to apply a little bit of firm pressure onto there. I don't, when I'm using this wheel, I don't keep my foot on the pedal, because if my foot happens to move just a little bit, the thing is suddenly, so I'm just going to set the speed to what I want, which is not too fast a speed. Now I'm going to start trimming away. This particular bowl has these tiers. I call them tiers. I don't know if it's the, it doesn't cause me any tears. So quite an, by the way, it's not a practical bowl for, it's more of a decorative bowl. But let's not forget that decorativeness can be a use. Something that's nice to look at, serves the purpose, it serves a function. You may not be able to use it for anything practical, but it can still stand alone as an object to be admired, and that itself is a use. It gives pleasure to people when they see it. When people's eyes look at it, it makes them feel good. And that can't be a bad thing. So now I really need a tool that is slightly more curved than my trim tool. This trim tool that I'm using is just, I'm kind of roughing it out in a sense. Now this particular bowl is thrown a little bit more thickly in the base because it's got a very narrow foot. I haven't worried about having to make it all very ultra thin and lightweight. Okay, so around the foot area here is thicker, which is allowing me scope to be able to trim off confidently without fear of going through, if you understand me. You may like to just see the way that I'm doing this. I've got one hand here, okay, I call it the just in case fingers, just in case it suddenly decides to do a runner, but my thumb here is connected over to my other hand, so both of my hands are working together for the job in hand. Right, now actually could do with a mirror here. Use a mirror just to assist me in, I'll put that over there, that's fine. Okay, it's kind of subtle shape this, it's got these tiers, but we have to get the tiers so they're right, and then they're in harmony, the tiers together. Well, that's how I try and do it. I know you've seen me do a fair few of these kind of shapes. Now you can use a tool like this, one of these kind of wooden ribs. They are very, very useful. So I'm going to take the rib and hold it and use the rib almost at right angles. If I come around here a bit, you see what I'm doing? Just holding it there like that, and it's cutting off. And this is cleaning up these tiers and also sharpening up the form. I'm only doing this for your benefit so you can see. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I wouldn't normally be doing it back to front like this. I like to get the feeling of these tiers coming to a nice crisp point. That to me is important. La la la. And the one on the bottom is always a little bit more tricky. This is one of these shapes that is requires perhaps a little bit more trimming than some shapes. Just checking in the mirror, make sure all is as it should be. Great tools these. A friend of mine gave me this when I was over in the States. La la la. Okay, I think just stop the wheel. Have a look. Okay. Now I haven't hollowed out the it's giving me the feeling it's gone off centre or something. Hang on a moment. Get in the centre. It's kind of sort of stuck, so I'm going to have to unstick it and that's better. Right. So I wait to do the trimming of the outside first before I hollow this out. Emptying out the base here. Now, just going to have to take an upside down look at it. Making sure it wants to be a nice graceful shape. It just wants to feel. I'm even going to narrow it further. It's a case of honing your eyes a little bit, teaching your eyes. It's very much about form, isn't it, pottery, and getting that shape right. It's so important. There's so many shapes around that people make which kind of jar my eyeballs when I look at them, because they're just out of sync somehow. There's something about them that just doesn't ring true somehow, you know, about the shape. I just want to get the shape right, so we do need to train our eyes without doubt, as well as our hands. Now I may, when I take this off the wheel and put it down and look at it, I may think, oh, I think we're just going to have to just shave a little bit more off here or there. But there it is, folks. Okay, let me just take him off the wheel. Of course, he's a little bit lighter now. Centre him back up on. There. Now, always when I put a pot back on the right way up, I tend to just go over the lip or where it's been in contact with the wheel head, just to. Ooh. See, it's got such a small base. It's. Well. Okay. Let's just get the camera and have a give you a closer look. Sideways look at it, maybe. To to get the feel of it, you see. Okay, well there it is, folks. Hey, thanks for joining me, and have a go at doing a tiered bowl. Maybe a bit of a challenge, but sometimes it's good to be stretched, isn't it, a little bit? Do something different. Hey, keep practicing, and do me a favour, click every once in a while. I won't say more. Bye now.